right. What's up, everybody? We've got Maru in the top left side of the map up against Dark in the bottom right. And this is a very important match. It's the finals of the upper bracket of Group A. Both sides here in the Esports World Cup are favorites to get on out, to get through to the top 8, top 4 of the entire tournament. Two of the best players in the world. Dark is looking unstoppable lately. He has an aura of invincibility about him. The only problem I see for Dark right now is the fact that he's sloppy. And that's always Dark's feature. But for me, it always feels like Dark, yeah, he's got this aura of invincibility. He's beating Maru lately. He's beating all these top players. I always feel like it's kind of in the hands of his opponent, right? I feel there's a threshold that a lot of top players have crossed recently, especially guys like Clem, where if they play to the best of their abilities, Dark can't really beat them more than, say, one game in a best of 5, right? Because he just gets supply blocked too often and has these little sloppy mistakes. Don't get me wrong, if you could put him in 10 minutes into the game and he's not behind, I feel like he's one of the best in the world, right? He's so good at making game-winning plays. I've had, so many chats with different people about what makes Dark special, and it's his ability to make those game-winning plays and find ways to win no matter what's happening. It's just so next level. Now, Dark's going to sneak one Zergling out to the low ground. Reaper runs into the main base. We should be able to... Oh, quick extractor trick, and a Spore needs to go down as well. Very good harassment, though, for Maru. I like this. Straight into the main. Getting a double trick out is very nice. Also delays them being cancelled by threatening in the same direction, so he couldn't cancel, or he would have exposed those drones. Maru in the top left goes for the 3cc. So Maru going to a bit more of a classic opening, more Clem and Oliveira style of Terran vs. Zerg. Something Maru has been mixing in a bit more double gas of late. But going single gas like this into a third CC does expose you to some all-ins, especially if the Zerg puts back on gas immediately, because that means he's going to do an all-in. Unless he's rushing like Lair for Mutalisks, you can do a fast third hatchery into Mutalisks. That is a play. It's pretty rare, though. More drones for now, but only 4 of them. 5. No, he's still tapping the drone key. Okay. And Dark not hitting any supply blocks just yet, which is really impressive. Not for a normal Zerg, but for Dark it is. I'm curious to see why Dark's put back on gas so early, guys. It's either Overlord speed or Lair. Lair. Okay, Queenling Nidus. It's got to be a Queenling Nidus, right? Why else would he be doing this? Unless he's going for another one of these, like, Overlord speed drop builds, but I don't know. That doesn't seem like it really makes sense in this such a big map. This map, he's already got an Overlord hidden up there. There's a lot of space in the main. You could drop a Nidus there. And starting the series with a big all-in would be a fantastic way to start things off. Maru's building a Viking, though. If Maru's Viking goes up and gets this Overlord after killing this Overlord, because you always know this one's here, so this one's just the natural one you go to first, that could shut down this entire build, and Dark will have to just run Lings in the front and throw Nidus Worms outside the wall. Now, the way you defend this as Maru is you want to get your Hellions all together, you want to get more Marines, preferably tanks as well, and you want to keep them in a big clump. If you can get a bunker up at your production, you just need to defend your production, keep all your stuff together, and you will be able to hold on. But wait, Dark's still building drones. Oh, is it Mutalisks? Oh, it's not a Nidus. Look at how much economy he's got. It can't be a Nidus if he's going for so much drones. Because he's just got no Zerglings. What's he doing? 47 drone Queenling Nidus? This is such a big economy. What? Dude, this is like Dark's Queenling Nidus against Void Ray openings. It's so late. It's got not that much units, but on the plus side, it makes it look exactly like a normal economy build, doesn't it? So it's unscoutable. That's the glory of these builds. It's really not hitting the sharpest possible Nidus timing, but it's a Nidus that is completely unsuspected by Maru. Maru's got his Banshee Viking going across the map. Guys, the Viking didn't catch the Overlord. The Viking's on the other side of the map. He did not go look for it. Or if he did, he must have gone, oh, you can see from the vision, he never scouted here. So he must have sent the Viking to this area. Oh, the Nidus Worm's going up inside the tiny little gap in the vision. Oh, Maru's going to be gutted. This is such a tragic, just misstep there. Now, the Lings, the Depot's got up, so the Hellions are going to come back. There are so many Lings out here. He's going to look for the surround. If Maru's on point with his micro, he can kill all those Zerglings. And to be fair, there's not that many Lings in the main, but oh, he's going to get rid of Stim. Targeting the Stim immediately is fantastic. Hellions on the outside doing pretty well against these Zerglings. If you can get those inside the wall, that will be the way to do it. That Banshee, though, Maru, he's got to get that Banshee out of there. He does cloak it, which is nice. Where's the Overseer? There's no Overseer, guys. Oh, Dark did not build an Overseer, which means that Banshee They've got a bit of time. They can start taking down queens. Dark misses a transfuse there. He's got more lings out front. They're just chilling. He needs to A-move those on the natural wall or the third base to try and get some damage. More queens and lings coming out. He's bringing a drone because why not? He's going to build a random spine crawler. Maru's doing such a good job of deflecting this because his Hellions are still alive. As long as the Hellions are there, the lings can't flood in because if the lings flood in, the Hellions just roast them. One Banshee goes down. The other one is alive. I'd love to see a repair on that Banshee right now. He's got to stay back though, and he's trying to build Cyclones. If he could build a tank, that would be great, but with creep here, he literally cannot lift off his production or he won't be able to land it. He's going to go out and try and overwhelm this right now. This is the way to do it for Maru, but more lings are coming forward. The SCVs, Banshee's fighting. The Banshee goes down. There's not much damage behind these SCVs. Maru tries to break the position before the spine comes up. He's not able to. Another Banshee does come out. Medevac trying to build right now as well. Cyclone does eject. That's 2 Cyclones, 2 Hellions, a few Marines, and a bunch of SCVs, but now the spine crawler's up with the Queen support. That's going to be a problem. There is still non-stop Queen Zergling production right now for Dark. This man is starting this series with momentum. This is how he managed to beat Maru in GSL. This is how he's been managing to take down so many players lately, including Clem, right? We took down Clem in one of those big weekly cup finals a few weeks ago, and that was also off the back of some crazy cheesy openings. Dark has been showing some nasty all-ins lately. The SCVs are being pulled. We're losing our production. We have to break this right now, does Maru. But, oh, the Banshee goes down. The Marines do not have stim, remember, and you can just see an endless stream of transfuse queens and Zerglings as these extra lings come out. This is going to be big. Dark never sent these lings in. He probably could have been breaking the depot wall on the natural this whole time, but he's just been tunnel vision on the front, and that is perfectly fine because this spine crawler, it's got 8 kills. It does 30 damage versus armor, 25 versus regular. It has 2 armor, and it is the perfect unit to transfuse because SCVs and Marines just don't do much damage to it. A second spine crawler's up on the bottom side as well. More lings, more queens coming out. The fact that he's got 2 Niduses to unload even faster is just hilarious. And as he takes control of this production, one has to wonder what you can do. These lings are finally coming in, and they find Maru was building SCVs on the low ground, but Dark finds it. Queen's coming forward. He's trapped. Maru's almost got a tank out, though. The tank is usually what stabilizes you against this sort of build. That being said, lings are in on the natural as well. If the queens and lings can get rid of the tank, that's going to be big. Nidus Worm popping right on top of it. He can unload directly on top of the siege tank now. Liberator trying to defend along with the tanks and the Cyclones. There is no repair for that siege tank. The siege tank is so low, and it will go down. The natural is defended by the bunker. The depots are re-raised. Third base. Third base just died. Third base just died. That is massive. Maru's main base is about to die as well. Dark coming out with a cheesy opening, and he's got him. Maru has to tap out. Dark with an incredibly high economy. It was a 47 drone Queenling Nidus. He was building roaches behind this, by the way. So if this went on, he was going to start popping out roaches, morphing ravages. So even if you have like siege tanks, he's just going to bile you down. What a cheeky bugger. Dude, Dark is a filth lord, and that's a great way to start the series. All right. Let's go. Dark in the bottom left side now is going to be going for, is this a gasless build? Looks like it. Is he? Is he going to send another drone down? Yeah, he's going to mine this open and go for the quick gasless third. Dark in the bottom left going for the gasless third base. Maru going for it appears to be a standard opening. No low ground barracks wall-offs, which I think is smart. Those sort of builds can be risky, especially when Dark's already shown that he is prone to all in and throw the kitchen sink at you. We've had a guy in chat going on and on about how he wants to do things with a lurker. And he says, it's just what I like. People are saying we kink shame. No, I'm okay with kink shaming in this case, guys. Just there's certain things you got to keep to yourself. There's certain things. If you're talking about doing erotic things with a lurker, you've gone too far, even for my chat. And we sometimes make some very weird jokes in my chat. But, you know, there's a general rule that I have with my community, which is because you guys can hear my tone of voice. Same goes for YouTube comments, by the way. You can usually tell when I'm making a silly. Harder to tell when someone types this stuff in chat. So in general, if you're making a joke which you think is something I might make, maybe just take 30% off it or add like a capper or something to make it very blatantly obvious you're being sarcastic. I don't know. Otherwise things can be a little easy to misinterpret. Good micro by Dark. Doesn't lose any Zerglings yet. If he gets the Reaper... No, there's another ledge just to the right, isn't there? Good pullbacks by Dark. Oh, the Queen in the main is always very delayed with this build because he goes for the third hatchery so fast, but that's all right. Queen's finally out in the main, gets the inject going there, straight to 4 queens, and the Overlord building on 36 supply after starting those 3rd and 4th queens. Queen is in position. We'll get a hit or 2 on the Reaper, and the Reaper continuing in would be kind of wild. Yeah, you don't want to lose that. 3rd command center goes up on the high ground. And that starport and second gas goes down as well. So pretty clean opening for both sides so far. It is really on the Terran, though, to find damage and punish Dark for his greedy opening. The fact that Dark's gone single gas tells me he might be doing the modern Serral opening that Serral popularized in Dallas, which is where you do like a sort of gaslessy opening, you skip link speed, and then you just add link speed. It's just like, it starts at like 4 minutes, finishes at 6 minutes, which sounds incredibly late, but as long as you can defend with queens until like Stim comes out, it's perfectly fine. But no, it is going to be a Roach Warren. Okay, interesting. 3-minute 40 Roach Warren. So unless we're going all in with like Ravager Ling, that means we're skipping Ling speed. Then again, Dark has done so many Ravager Ling all-ins recently. It wouldn't be surprising for him to just all in game 1, game 2, game 3, just every game, just throw an all-in at Maru. I think Dark's at his best when he mixes some macro games in, but this map's really awful for macro for Zerg, a lot of players would say. Second and third gas goes down. Yeah, he's going to go Ravager Ling. He's building so many drones, though. 47 drone Ravager Ling? This is an odd setup for him. I mean, I guess if you're going to build roaches, you do kind of need the second and third gas, and there's no Ling speed starting just yet. He starts 2 roaches, 4 Hellion drop coming towards the main. Dark's ready for it. He's got plenty of vision. He's only got 5 queens, though. So he's actually only got 2 queens that aren't on inject duty. Those queens are moving up into the main. Good pull on the queens. Lings are perfectly positioned. Yep, Lings are just going to... Oh, nice spread on the Lings as well. They do get shot down pretty fast, though. Maru's just going to run the gauntlet. Oh, Evo Chamber does go down. Nice Evo Chamber. Oh, the other Evo Chamber didn't go down in time. Oh, the roaches aren't here just yet. The roaches have just popped out. Oh my god, Maru just got a massive volley on those Hellions. And another one. Even more. Oh, dude, this was literally a tiny window before the roaches were ready. And drops into queens and lings. A lot of players would have backed away with that drop. Maru shows what makes Maru great. Decisiveness. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been 1 or 2 moments in his career where Maru's dove into solid defense, thrown away units, and we've kind of been left scratching our heads. That there is the example of why he's done that. It's because he's so good. Sometimes he will push through what looks like a fully defended player and find massive damage. 15 worker kills. Banshee defends the Roach counterpoke. 4th hatchery trying to go up for Dark, which makes no sense, by the way, guys. I normally like this hatchery. When you've just lost 15 drones, this hatchery is a free kill for the Terran's next attack, in my opinion. You know, it goes without saying, but it is with my opinion. I honestly feel like this is impossible to defend, this hatchery, in this particular scenario. He needs to frantically be redroning his main. This natural, trying to get saturated. His third is saturated back up. So you can see he's rallying back to his natural with his third and nat, and the main is trying to resaturate itself. He's got a very well-timed double Evo. You know, Dark's actually bounced back from this pretty well. As long as he can defend the Banshees without too much damage. He doesn't have an Overseer just yet. Overseer's just now morphing. The barracks are only just now kind of kicking into production over... Oh, actually, no. He's already almost got 2 medevacs. So Maru's going to push with double medevac soon. I don't see Dark having enough roaches to defend, because there's going to be 16 Marines with Stim as soon as these medevacs come out. So this 4th base will have to get killed. Hopefully he can build another base either there or in the top left. Probably this base, the more standard 4th, I think is the best choice. Banshee's not able to get any damage. Nice cleanup, dude. And remember, these guys don't even have cloak. All right, Maru's going to drop the left side. This could be good for Dark. He's got 8 roaches building. If he can get 13 roaches out and together, he'll be good. But he won't have 1-1, whereas 1-1's almost done for Maru. And more importantly, roach speed isn't there. His roaches are just popping out. They're a bit slow. They're going to take a little while to get in position. This double drop could be big. Banshees come in. They snag a single drone. They can't quite get the second. Great reactions for Dark. Dark's ability to scramble after terrible early game damages is second to none. Units coming in the left side with those Marines. 1-1, not finished for either side. Only 7 roaches to start defending. They do take down 2-3 Marines very quickly. But the drones, 3 drones get focused. Dude, Dark defends. Banshees are rotating back to the right side. Dark's actually holding on right now. He's got the purple gas base up. The purple gas is up, which means he can put those 3 workers on it to get big value. Dark needs to break these extra rocks down. Just give himself easier pathing between his bases. Queens are moving back into the main base to defend. Remember, Dark still only has 5 queens. He's going to go Nidus Worm. Oh, he's going to go for a Roach Ravager Zergling all in with a Nidus Worm. Interesting. Now, this could work really well because Maru's famous for attacking into defensive, into mass roach play. So old school Maru, if we go back to any of the old tournaments, he would basically just move out with his whole army, lose it to Roach Ravager. If he was playing Rogue in an IEM 2019, 2018 to 2022, that would be Maru's play. This time, he's leaving his tanks at home. There's no support. They really should be on the high ground. but he's just using his Marines to drop. I actually really like this play. I think this is quite safe. It's relatively low risk. The only problem is if Dark happened to run forward with like 20 roaches and kill the tanks, that's where you'd... Swarm hosts? What? Oh my god, I forgot that he did this. I completely forgot. There's been so many games at this tournament. This is what I love about casting this tournament off replays a little bit. I totally forgot this happened. What an absolute troll strategy, guys. Swarm hosts against Bio is appallingly bad. But because he can throw it from behind these minerals, it's kind of hard for Maru to deal with. He sees the Nidus. He's not expecting Swarm hosts at all. Why would you? It's a crazy move. He can get a lot of SCVs and these reactors. The reactors are huge. Oh my god, the SCVs aren't being pulled. The SCVs still are not being pulled. Hold position on the Locust. They're massacring the worker line. Roach Ravager runs in the front. He biles down 2 tanks as well. He just got 2 siege tanks. Dude, two siege tanks, 19 SCVs, and 2 reactors. Maru just screwed up. He should have grabbed those SCVs and clicked them into either his third or his main base, but all he did was click them to that mineral patch. I've talked a lot over the last year. You guys have heard me complaining about the lazy pull. You guys know when a Liberator comes in and the Zerg just grabs the drones, clicks them on this mineral patch, and then they immediately go back into the lib zone and start dying again. Maru just did that and lost 19 workers for his folly. Big all-in coming though. Dark is not droning. 68 workers, mass Roach Ravager. If he can take out a few more siege tanks, that'll be big. New Nidus Worm's going to pop. He's going to go for Locust plus Roach Ravager on the front. I think you'd be better off hitting the flanks, but because the Marines cleaned up the left and the Banshees cleaned up the right, he doesn't really have an option. He has to just attack the front. But that's so many Marines. 69 Marines and plus 2 weapons is going to finish as this fight's starting. Plus 2 kicking in now. Yeah, the Locusts aren't managing to land at all. As long as the Bio dodges the Biles, that's a good hold. And that's the problem with Locusts, is they can never attack front on into Marines because they're just too slow. Once they get down on the ground, they do crazy damage. But Marines will always kill them before they land. And that is why you need to make sure you're hitting elsewhere. Uh-oh, Maru's coming now. Dark needs to hold on. Big Biles, though. Big Biles landing on this. He's going to have to give up this middle base, but I think that's totally fine. As long as he can land some Biles, which he continues to land. Dude, Dark has 12 Ravages, and he's ripping him to shreds. If he can get another Nidus Worm on the right side to do a Locust counterattack, that could actually be massive, because I really don't think Maru can push any deeper. Oh, Locust flank could actually be pretty good. If he can get 2 siege tanks, that'd be nice. Biles, he takes out a front siege tank as well as pushes back the Marauders and the Marines. He's going to get at least 1 tank there. Locusts did not get microed, but they're still going to kill 2 siege tanks, which is huge. Biles spread across the front wave. Nice dodges there for Maru. Maru dodged that wave completely. And it's going to be a long time until there's another Locust wave. But with no more siege tank support, Maru's in trouble. 10 Marauders, 56 Marines. He's on 8 barracks. He's only got 1 factory and 1 starport. Did he rebuild these reactors? No, he didn't, which is why he can't actually build that many units right now. Luckily, he did build tech labs on these extra barracks, so he does actually have more Marauders building. This Nidus Worm throwing Locusts into the natural could be really effective. Maru's going to have to, like, lift. If he lifts the buildings, runs the workers, it can't do that much damage. Banshees are back, though. The Banshees are back. Banshees back. All right. Roach Ravager hanging out here in the main base. Oh, nice defense. Actually ends up biling his own Banelings, though, which does cost Dark. Locust going on the other side. Maru quickly lifts the command center. He'll lose his 2 barracks, and that's about it. That's not too big of a deal. Hatchery on the left side goes down. Maru redrops on the right side, and he's thrusting up the middle as well. Right now, Dark is getting penetrated in all 3 of his hatcheries simultaneously. He does kill 2 barracks, a few depots, and a bit of mining time on the other side. The question is, can he defend? He loses this hatchery on the right. He already lost the hatchery on the left. Bio's coming back in from all sides. Only the center hatchery is up for Dark right now. Dark is in trouble. He's up Poo Poo Creek without a paddle right now, and he needs to get his hands dirty to try and get back in this game. The Marine drop on the right side will finally clean up that Overlord, realizing this will at least remove the ability for extra Nidus Worms. Remember, guys, Dark's against a 3 orbital Terran. If Dark had 5 hatcheries mining right now, it's game over. He's got +3 Carapace, Adrenal, he has Vipers out. Maru is completely all in, and Maru would be completely dead, because not only is it only 3 orbitals, it's 3 orbitals with a natural that was not mining. Maru is doing an 8 racks all in, and if Dark managed to defend these hatcheries, if he didn't get all those hatcheries sniped, he'd actually be winning this game. But because Maru's sniping these hatcheries, I think he's in a pretty damn good position, even though he's only now started his 4th command center at 12 minutes. This is where we need anti-air, though. And this is where you can imagine, guys. Imagine if instead of Vipers, he got like 4 Corruptors out and just started killing these medevacs right now with a split army. Oh, it's so hard to defend those. Swarm hosts waste so much supply. Baneling's just rolled in on the north, managed to get 10 SCVs. He's going to lose a bottom hatchery. I think a siege tank just died to those locusts in the middle of the map. Hatchery gets killed once again down here. Top left side, parasitic bombs go down. But is there enough to defend the hatchery? The hatchery's going to get sniped again. No, you got to defend this, Dark. You have to defend this base. Okay, the medevacs are taking big damage. There's only 3 medevacs left. A lot of it's going down. On the other side, the bio's just shoving on top of the Ravagers. Maru is going for broke right now. Maru really has 2 modes. It's I'm going to play the most careful late game, almost pedantic late game of all time, or I'm going to play the most all-in crazy Terran player. It's like we're watching a 2011 Wings of Liberty Terran that literally does nothing but multi-drops. He is just YOLOing and it's working. He's finding damage. Dark cannot get a hatchery up for his life. He knows if he gives Dark time, the Locusts are going to get too much value. The Ravagers are going to pick away at him. The Locusts will pick away at his tanks for free. He's got to keep the momentum up, and that's exactly what Maru's doing. Big surround comes in for Dark, though. Transfuses on the Ravagers. The Locusts are doing so much damage on that right flank. Oh my lord, dude. This is a huge fight for Dark. Is it enough, though? The army supply is dead even. That's usually good for the Terran player. 3-3. It's 3-3 against 2-2. The double upgrade advantage is enough. Maru barely manages to hold on. And that is going to be a tying up of the series. Maru deflects wave 2 of Dark's absolutely ridiculous strategies. Okay, at this point we know what this man's strategy is, guys. He dropped acid before this series. He's literally looked into another realm. He's looked into the DMT universe. And he's figured out a whole bunch of strategies, and he's bringing them out right now. Dark at the top right side goes for an extractor trick into. He's going for hatchery on the outside. Hatchery on the outside. And Maru knows it. Maru knows it. Maru's going to proxy racks up here. And I think he should just go straight Marines and bunker immediately and basically just shut this base down. If he can deny this, this completely destroys Dark's build. Oh, no. Dark's just... So this is the problem with being too cheeky. Also, I'm not sure... Wait. How do the map picks work in this tournament? Do you get to pick 2 maps in a row? Why are we playing Crimson Court into Dynasty? These are both Terran maps. Why are we... Oh, is it Dark picked map 1, then Maru picks map 2 and 3, and then Dark picks the order of map 4 and 5? I thought it was just A, B, A, B, A, but maybe I've forgotten the map, how they do the maps, because... If Dark picked either Crimson Court or Dynasty, he's actually an idiot. That's I mean, that's way too harsh, but he's crazy. If so, maybe this was both Maru's picks, and then if we get to map 4, map 5, it'll be Dark's like ordering of the maps again. There'll also obviously be more balanced maps, probably like Oceanborn Site Delta or something. But it's crazy if he picked this map, because it's like, well, Maru's like, well, obviously you're going to try and take that gold base. You're going to do something dirty. And he's going to come forward. He sees it. Bunker. Oh, he's going Reaper, not Marines, though. Marines would be better for killing this. You got to get it started early, because if the drones see this and your bunker's not finished, if he stops the bunker building, I mean, you can harass this, though. You could kill like 4 drones, right? I mean, it is 15-15. So the pool's already done. Queen's already started, as well as Zerglings. He sees this. Spinecrawler? Spinecrawler, it got blocked, Spinecrawler got blocked. Okay, Dark realizes he does build the Spinecrawler. 4-second delay, though, because of the initial block. Reaper's already here. Dark needs to be a god with his drone micro. If he loses these drones, it's going to be a problem. He already loses one. He does take an extractor with one. That one there. He's going to lose the second one if he's not careful. Oh, he loses 2. 2 drones have already gone down. Dark's building a Spinecrawler. 4 Lings. 6 Lings now. Lings go after that SCV. As long as he stops the bunker getting up, that's quite nice. Second Reaper's building. He's not building Marines. So Maru's actually not committing that hard to stop this. I really thought he was going to put like a bunch of Marines in the bunker, but I guess the Reaper's more mobile. You can like jump into the main base with the 2 Reapers, but the bunker does go down. Dark survives. He cancels the spine. The balls on this kid. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I shouldn't call Dark a kid. He's not that much younger than I am. I would feel so pressured with him. I'd feel so exposed. I think most Zergs would. Dark, though, is just like, nah, man, I'm going to attack you. Because look, okay, yeah, this is the way you do it. No gas in the main. He uses this, the double value gas. He's going to use this to get early roaches out. Pressure from behind the gold minerals to deny the mining. Or maybe even just bust the front at the same time as well. Oh, the SCV. Almost got the SCV on the factory. Okay, so Maru right now, guys, he's feeling the stress. And this really is a litmus test for how good Maru is under pressure. Everyone talks about how Maru doesn't perform at international tournaments. But I got to say, Maru does perform in the early stages. It's only when he gets to the big final matches where we see Maru not necessarily perform as well. I think Maru could weather the storm of BS, but it is a scary moment. He's building a Cyclone. His starport's on the way. He's got no units at home. And he can't even build a bunker, guys. He can't even build a bunker, because if he does, what's he going to put inside it? His barracks is only now arriving home. He has no army that can get inside a bunker other than these 2 Reapers, which admittedly are going to find damage. Queen's in good position, though. Does make it hard for Maru to get any damage. Lings and Roaches coming in. Bunker's going to start building. He's got nothing he can even put inside. I think he might cancel the reactor soon. The Roaches, are we going to send a Roach? I'd love to see one Roach go to that right side and start picking off these SCVs on the gold. But it looks like Dark is just going to go for a big rush on the front. Okay, yeah, one Roach is going to that right side right now. He's going to start trying to pick things off. He can start, even just picking off the depots would be pretty huge right now. You don't mind taking damage on your Ravager, because the Ravager, the Roach can always heal by turning into a Ravager. And Dark now is droning behind this. The problem for Dark is his economy is so low, he does need to take a third base. He's sending a drone out now. Single Roach comes in behind, which is going to be beautiful. Gets himself his first SCV kill. On the other side, he's taking out a 3rd depot in a row, which is massive. This command center will count as 15 extra supply. Cyclones go to the right. Roach pulls back. He'll morph that into a Ravager and use it to just harass that mineral line nonstop. Lots of SCVs being forced off mining as well to repair. Not to mention, if he morphs a Ravager over here and gets harassing, Dark can ruin his day. Cloaked Banshee on the way will be the first point where Maru can finally push this back. Roach tries to poke back in on the right side, denies a lot of mining time, and then morphs into Ravager. Perfectly timed for Dark. Dark's 3rd hatchery, though, is so late, guys. He's on 32 drones against 31. Worker count looks pretty good, but oh my gosh, this is a huge attack. He actually takes out 3 SCVs and a bunker, which does deny the 75 minerals you'd normally get from selling that. Only costs him a few lings and a Ravager, which is actually really nice. Ravager on the right side denying the gold base. Dude, the income is so good whenever that gold base isn't mining. These 2 Roaches do get left in the open. At least 1 or 2 of these Ravagers will go down. Maru does not walk into the biles. He's too good for that. The moonshot biles that Dark's so famous for will not be working out. But this is the way you do it, guys. You just run in, drop bile, pull back, Dark! Oh, Dark not really watching there for a moment. Does take a bit of damage, but that's okay. He keeps the Ravager alive. Meanwhile, over here, Spore Crawler's coming in. Cloak is almost done. The Spores are coming in at the latest possible time. These Ravagers trying to do the loop-de-loop, trying to distract that Banshee. Maru's worker time, it's just being absolutely hemorrhaged. His mining time is so weak here because every seconds, the Ravager can deny. Oh, he just gets a triple kill. It was a quad kill. He just got 4 SCVs. The Reapers finally deal with that Ravager, but 4 SCVs go down. And remember, guys, Dark is a menace at harassing that gold mineral line. You might think it's over because there's Cloaked Banshees out. He will 100% send Roaches to harass it. I've watched so many games of Dark on this map over the last few months. He will, for the next 10 minutes, constantly sneak a Ravager over and bile this. If you don't leave a Banshee here for the entire game, you will lose so many SCVs and mining time for this. He is a menace on this map. Dark engages in the chaos. He loves the chaos. Unfortunately, that's a bit of a doo-doo there. Maru finding some really big damage. Now, Maru has definitely taken big damage. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know where those guys came from, but they just snuck in there, and another 2 SCVs go down. But Dark is taking damage as well. Remember, Maru's now floating his 3rd down. He's up to 3 barracks. He's got a 4th and 5th barracks on the way, factory and starport. He's got 1 upgrade started on his engineering bay. So he's rounding out his play with all the standard things that he needs to get. Another 2 SCVs did go down, 14 in total for 6 drones, but the Ravager gets cleaned up. And Maru right now, he's gone for the safe 2 bases of mining, and he's just going to rally new workers to the gold base. The Banshee, though, does move away. I would not be surprised if another Ravager heads down south. Actually, there's already one down there. So Dark's just waiting for Maru to get greedy, move the Banshees out to harass, and that Ravager will come straight back in and start ruining his day. Now, 1-1 upgrades are much later for Dark. He's up 12 workers, though. So I feel like numbers-wise, Dark has momentum. He's been mining this gold-based purple gas base, which he's used to launch into a fully saturated 3rd and a 4th base that's finished. Don't get me wrong, it's not like he has a massive worker advantage just yet, but it does feel to me like Dark has a little bit of momentum going into the mid stages. The only problem is that, like I said, he's a little slow to drone the 4th base, and I think it's really important to drone the 4th, because remember, these 3 mineral patches mine out really early. This base doesn't mine quite as much as a full blue base because there is 2 less mineral patches, even though each mineral patch mines a bit faster. And Reaper pokes in for Maru. Maru's stim pack is almost done. He's got 4 reactors coming up. Tanks building, medevacs. I like that Maru's stabilized. For Maru, this is the right mindset, is I can beat you in the longer game. I mean, we've all known for a long time that Dark can't really hold a candle to Maru in endgame, right? Dark kind of needs to get damage done in the early game, the mid game. The early late game is still fine for Dark if he can get enough multi-prong action going. Like if these minerals mine out, he can flood into your backdoor. That's a huge move that he likes to do. But I think for Maru, stabilizing, playing cool, calm, collected, and dragging this out is a very good idea. Now, interestingly, Ling Speed's on the way, but also a Hydroden and Hydra upgrades. Now, Dark, you'd normally expect to rush either into Ling Bane Viper off of the Roach Ravager, off this style, but on this map especially, he often goes towards lurkers. What's really funny is most Terrans try to kill this gold base about 8 minutes with a big push, and he normally defends with just Roach Hydra and Zergling, because the Terran always does a big attack, and Maru's fitting that pattern. This is how he's won a lot of his games over the last few months against Beyond. If Maru's studied those games, he should know you don't need to hit a pre-hive timing, because Dark's hive is always late on this map. He masses Lair Tech army, and he waits for you to step into his trap. Do not step into his trap, Maru. If Maru just clears creep and sets up in a good position and doesn't overcommit, he's good, but look at the surround. Then again, army supply sucks for Dark. Guys, Dark's army supply is not good, is it? He's just recently gone from 58 to 72 drones. He didn't really have that big advantage. I mean, I think I may have overplayed the advantage he had from the start. Good arc, but the tank's in a nice area. He's pulling the Roach Ravager into a choke point. That looks like a pretty good fight for Maru there. The Banshee's in the north. The Roach Ravager Hydra can't really get on top of the tanks there. A single Roach comes in the bottom though. Oh my god, that's so annoying for Maru. Remember, Maru doesn't have a 4th command center, neither does he have 2/2 upgrades. There's no armory and no 4th command center. Maru is doing this as like an all-in 1/18 racks. Dark's gonna come in for the flank. Dark's coming in around for the flank. You gotta watch out. Maru, if Maru shoves the right side right now, that's good. But if he lets Dark set up the flank, it could be a problem. Dark coming in for the flank a little bit slow, but is it enough? I think it is. Oh, the positioning for Dark. Look at that arc on the right side. Maru steps into a huge surround, and Dark always playing this Mass Roach Ravager Hydra. It's won him so many games on this map. So many times we've seen Beyond and other Terrans, they try to get him just before Hive Tech kicks in. They're like, quick before the Vipers, quick before the Lurkers. And then you look at the production tab, often he's not even making 2/2, let alone Lurkers or anything. But wait, Maru's not done. Maru's not done. Problem is, Maru only now has the armory coming up and the 4th command center. He could have had an upgrade advantage, yet Dark, like you'd think I'm giving up an upgrade advantage if you're in Dark's shoes. No, Dark, without even realizing there was no 4th command center, he kind of sensed, I can't afford 2/2. I just need to make a ton of units to keep map control. And that was exactly the right call. Dude, this is awesome. Dark, just showing out, I was like, why would you pick this map? I'm not sure if he did pick this map or if it was Maru picking the order of map 2 and 3, but definitely showing that he can play this map very well. Raynor and Dark are the 2 Zergs who've really shown that this map is playable for Zerg. I still think it's advantaged for Terran generally, but if you're clever enough with a mixture of going for the gold at some point and harassing the gold of the Terran, you can make some magic happen, and Dark's in a pretty damn good position now. He's got his Lurker Den coming down incredibly late in this game, but he's got Vipers. Dude, where are the Vipers? They just finished gathering energy. If they were there, he could have abducted those Medivacs into the Hydras, shot them down. Just keep in mind, guys, abducting Medivacs, way better if you've got Hydras out or any sort of sizable anti-air than Parasitic Bomb. If you're just catching some units on the map, abduct kind of shuts it down. Okay, 4th command center is coming out for Maru. Maru's going 8 racks, Ghost Academy, 2nd factory. He needs to turtle though. Maru's down 35 army supply. Man has to really just focus on surviving. Blinding Clouds are going to be absolutely deadly here. There's only 3 tanks out. Vipers coming in. Blinding Cloud on the Marines. Blinding Cloud on one of the siege tanks. The Roach Ravager comes in with a very nice arc. And that's the perfect trade. Because it's equal upgrades right now. Blinding Clouds on the tanks. The Ravagers and the Hydras arced out, so they were taking minimal splash damage. Biles come down. And this is just a huge win for Dark. Just when Maru... If he gave Maru another minute, Maru could have stabilized to the late game. Got into double tank production, got into ghost production, done all of that stuff. But Dark, once again, does a crazy build order. It's Queenling all in game 1. He goes for the crazy build in game 2. Game 3, what was it? Night of Swarmos. Game 3, he goes for gold base first. Maru predicts it, but fails to punish it. And one has to wonder, should Maru have done more with the opening? I kind of sense he should have. Maybe he had to commit even more and go double barracks or something, but if you commit double barracks without even checking if he's gone gold first, that's a huge gamble. Maru maybe needs to gamble even more, because right now Dark's up 2-1. All right, guys, Dark is throwing the kitchen sink at Maru. Now, does he keep throwing the kitchen sink at him? Or do we see Dark just play a macro game? I'd love to see Dark just lean into a quick double upgrade macro game, play Ling Bane, swarm in from all sides, blow up Maru's 4th base repeatedly over here, do massive run-bys into his natural, though that's going to be a pretty solid natural wall-off, to be fair. Double barracks on the low ground. Maru going back to the Reaper pressure opening. Now, Dark does open up with a hatchery gas pool, so he will have an early Ling speed, which is pretty good. One thing I do always worry about for Dark is, will he be able to maintain the, early openings. They've been really clean so far this series. What I often see with Dark against Maru and other players is that he starts just like getting supply blocked and like fumbling things a little bit once he gets ahead in a series. You guys can tell I'm a bit of like a Dark fanboy, and because of that, sometimes it sounds like I'm hating on him. I'm really not. I'm too nervous for him. Oh, it's 3-Rax Reaper. Okay, so 3-Rax Reaper famously was beating Dark's gasless builds a lot. It's really good that he's gone for the early gas. This is great for him. He should be able to shut down these Reapers. We'll see how quickly Dark realizes, though. Where's he moved his Overlord to? He's moving it all the way in. That's great. So at 210, 215, if they don't have a command center, you already know what they're doing. You already know, oh, you're going 3-Rax. So this is actually fantastic. Now, Maru's supply blocked. This depot's late, guys. He can't build a Reaper. Oh, wait. I guess he doesn't have the gas for it anyway. It is cutting into his SCV production, but only for 2 seconds. Okay, it's not that bad. I guess he didn't have the gas. It delays this Reaper by only a few seconds. It's not as disastrous as I thought it was. No command center at 220. Dark knows exactly what's happening. He knows this is a 3-Rax Reaper rush. It's going to be many, many Reapers, at least 6 or 7, possibly 8 or 10 coming across this map. So far, hasn't lost any units, though. That's fantastic. Good Zergling micro. Does keep the first Reaper back, but those Zerglings will need time to regenerate. And I notice he's not injecting. This is because he knows he needs to save energy for transfuse. He just injected the natural. I mean, I guess if you're relying on the Ling speed, and it is a very quick Ling speed, it could be okay. And he's going to connect with creep. Okay, fair enough. Just got to be careful on that low hit point queen. You don't want to lose her because you know she's going to be a prime target for Maru. Anytime you can back out and just slow down the fighting is good for Dark, because the closer you get to Ling speed, the better. Oh, he has a big supply block on 36, guys. Big. He didn't build an Overlord. He never builds an Overlord. Whenever he sees 3-Rax Reaper, he never builds an Overlord. It should be the first thing you do. He's got 8 more Lings building now. I think he's going to be okay because he's got 4 queens. I guess he wanted to rush the 4 queens out, and I think it's fine. Third command center, I mean, the natural command center, sorry, is so late with this build. Problem with Maru's build is it has no flexibility. You always know they have to do a 3-Rax follow-up, right? They're just going to go factory, starport, medevac, marine pressure. So this is actually going to be easy for Dark to predict what's happening. Now, Dark's doing a very dangerous plan, which is sending his Lings across the map. Now, why is this dangerous? It's dangerous because, oh, a few Lings running through the middle of this map. He's trying to go for the surround. If he can get the surround, this could be huge. Oh my god, Dark! If he can get the surround, this could be serious. This could be serious. If he can trap these Reapers. Oh my gosh! But nice grenades. Nice grenades here for Maru. Okay, Maru might be able to win this fight now. Can he? Oh my gosh. There's a ledge right there. Dude, he didn't lose. He lost only 1 Reaper for 9 Zerglings. Great trade. Great trade. Oh, if Dark caught those, that was game ending. He's going to be able to get 2 reactors, though, which is really big because those Reapers had to hide. Oh, man, and they're both just about to finish. Dude, look at how long they take. That's 36 seconds of build time. So that really diminishes his future pressure. A single engineering bay going +1. And we should see a starport and a reactor. But because he has to rebuild his reactors, he doesn't have enough gas right now, which is why Maru's quickly trying to drop a 3rd gas because he knows his medevac marine pressure is so delayed. Dark going for a 3rd hatchery right now. He did build a lot of Zerglings, which means he's not really ahead in the work account. He also needs to resaturate his main. There we go. Does rally these drones to where they're needed. And he's going to rally everything down to the 3rd base. This is the sort of situation where defending a 4th hatchery can be a little awkward as Dark because you're going to have so many medevacs marines with +1 coming your way. And I think for Dark, you really need to just focus on how am I going to defend the constant waves of marines, medevacs, and tanks coming across. This is a Beyond style game now. Even though it's Maru here, he has to play this like Beyond. Aggressive, momentum-focused play, trying to keep Dark on the back foot. A big question is how much does Maru lean into this? He may drop a 3rd command center relatively soon, or he might hold off until 8 minutes plus. The longer he delays, the more damage he needs to find. Dark goes for double Evo chamber, which is very, very risky. It means he has to rely on his queens doing really well, right? Because every time the fight comes with the marines and the medevacs, he needs to basically defend with mass queen by time and allow his own 1-1 to catch up with the single upgrades of Maru, the marines and the medevacs that are coming across. 4th gas on the way, siege tank production starting. Maru setting up for that big 2-base push. Dark is on 59 workers, 61 now. And he's on how many gases? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 gases. And 60. He's going to build more drones. This is very greedy. Dark, you've only got 13 Zerglings. The Marines are coming through the middle of the map, but he doesn't have any map control right now. Okay, he sees it. He sees it now. Oh gosh, he's supply blocked. He's supply blocked on 90. Trying to go to way above 60 drones. He's building a Baneling nest now. He's trying to take 3 more gases as well, which I'm a little bit surprised at. Dark's going to lose his 4th base. I'm pretty sure. He does have a lot of queens, maybe. More Lings coming along with these queens. Queens trying to defend. It's a lot of Marines with Stim. But Stim will wear off. Remember, it doesn't last forever. Hatchery's taking a lot of damage. Lings go a bit far forward. The queens are microing really well. You just need to keep these queens alive. You can't be losing all these queens. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. The fight's getting very close. The Marines and Reapers are getting very low. They're starting to fall, but the queens are out of transfuse. This fight is incredibly close. The +1 of the Marines as well as the medevac healing's helping out. The queens are going down, but so are all the Terran units. This could work out well for Dark. Maru's got reinforcements close behind though. Massling coming in. These guys pick up. Next wave is right behind. There's a tank coming as well. Maru with the momentum. No 3rd command center. He is playing just super aggressive. Dark, if he can sneak link counters across and interrupt the reinforcements, it's going to be massive. But Maru's got him in such a defensive stance. Dark might not have the wherewithal to realize that that's his best option. He goes for the watchtower. That's not going to work out. Dark takes 2 big tank shots on his Zerglings. And now the fact that he's counterattacking has been spotted. It should be nowhere near as effective. Maru just raises the wall, rallies to the front, and even morphing Banelings there would not really be worth it at this stage. I mean, you could click the reactors. That's actually not a bad play with only a few Marines around. But Dark's going to play it a little bit safer. Baneling Nest is about 30 seconds away from Baneling speed. 35 seconds, I should say. Siege tank coming forward. Very deep in Zerg territory. 44 Lings, 11 Banelings. 1-1 upgrades are finished for Zerg. Queens are coming forward, but there's only 4 Queens left right now. 33 Marines and 3 Siege tanks. Giving up this base is totally fine for Dark. Dark's not going to make that choice, though. Lings get on top of the tanks at the bottom. The Ling Bane rolling in towards the Marines. Maru with some nice Marine spreadies. The Baneling's not really connecting. Very nice trade there for Maru. Even though he loses his tanks, he gets 8 drones. And oh my god, he's standing his ground! He stands his ground and actually wins the bloody game right then and there. Still, did he have a 3rd command center started? Let's rewind a few seconds. No 3rd command center started. Completely all in on 3 barracks, a factory and a starport. And not only that, guys, did you see? Did you see what I just saw? He has an armory. So he was going to make +2 weapons on the engineering bay before going 3rd command center. Really nicely done there by Maru. Really good fights. And yeah, like I said, I think Dark needed to cut off that reinforcement just a little bit earlier, but that watchtower always gives such a good advantage to the pushing player because they get so much vision, and the Zerg has that vision denied. Nice play by Maru to tie up the series. Ooh-wee, let's go. Dark in the bottom right side of the map. And it's going to be Site Delta to decide the whole thing. Maru in the top left. He's been trying to block Dark's cheeky BS all series long, and I said, hey, let's see Dark just play a normal game. Dark kind of tried to. But Maru put on the pressure. He got in the driver's seat, and he found a relatively simple victory, right? It was just, I'm just going to do a big push, get through all that queen energy on the left with the Marines and the Reapers, and then the follow-up push on the right side with the Marines and the tanks was just a little bit too much. And I mean, Dark had 1-1 upgrades, but I think giving that hatchery up, even though you lose extractors and mining time, is so worth it. And I always feel like when Terran does these 2-base plays, they're so handicapped because they're so inflexible. And I think if you really think about it from the side of the Terran, like doing that sort of 2-base push, you've got almost no units at home. If Dark had actually sent his Lings around the map to intercept the reinforcements, maybe make some Banelings blow up the depot, get inside, you can blow up Maru's economy even more. You can take him from 2-base economy down to like 1 and a little bit. And if you give up your 3rd, it feels bad. But if you just move all those workers to your 4th base, you're still on 60 drones mining against a guy who's on like 30 SCVs. And that's got to feel good. That's got to feel really good, especially then if you can buy room to start 2-2 upgrades against a guy who's on single engineering bay. Like, it can be massive. Maru's going to go 3 racks. And I really want to see Dark start the Overlord a little bit earlier. I also wonder, guys, do you really need to just make Zerglings off only 22 drones? Or could you, against a 3-racks Reaper, actually squeeze in 1 or 2 more? Because I definitely agree with rush out 4 Queens, get your first 8 to 10 Zerglings out. But I really wonder everyone's thoughts on 3-racks here, because I feel like sometimes Zergs overdo the defense when they're doing this hatch gas pool, where they just stop way too low on economy for too long. We'll see if there's any adjustments for Dark. He's not building an Overlord yet, which is fascinating. 2 Queens, 4 Zerglings before Overlord. So he's going to do like the 27 Overlord. I'm a big fan of the 2021 Overlord. But there we go. He's going to build it on 27 while he goes out to take a 3rd. Now, his Overlords... Oh, was he looking? He was looking for proxy racks. So he doesn't know this is 3-racks Reaper. Oh, Dark has no information on this until he sees like the 4th Reaper arrive or whatever. That's when he's going to realize for sure, like, oh gosh. Which means he's going to start a 3rd hatchery. That's an easy snipe for Maru. But Dark, he's building more drones. Now, this is kind of funny because, like I said, he doesn't know it's 3 racks, so he's actually droning more. So this is actually the exact sort of scenario I was saying, hey, can you get away with this? I guess we're about to find out. Inject, inject. Oh, no creep tumor. And the thing is, the Reapers will go for his base. Okay, so there's a third queen building Overlord. Overlord, 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 Overlord. Next 100 minerals. Dark's hitting 100 minerals. He should build an Overlord right now. He starts it perfectly on time. No supply blocks for Dark this game. On the other hand, he's only going to have 3 Overlords, guys. Sorry, 3 queens. And he's only got 4 Zerglings. So these Reapers, killing the hatchery is not too bad if Dark can realize what's happening. Question is, does he realize? He's building another queen. He's trying to make an extra Overlord. And he's making more drones. Oh my gosh, 2 more drones. This is so greedy. Against a guy who's coming across with 9 Reapers. Wait, Maru just cancelled 2 Reapers. He just cancelled 2 Reapers and built 2 reactors. So I guess it's going to be 7 Reapers and that's it. I think we'll see a tech lab in the main base. Once again, Maru got bad luck with the spawn, which means his add-ons are exposed on the outside of his wall off, but at least he's protecting his stim on the inside. So there's 7 Reapers out. He cancels a hatchery, right? Gets a drone kill. This is good for Dark. This is amazing for Dark. Dark's going to go all in. Dark's going to ravage a Ling all in him, guys. Okay, I think Dark's actually in a good macro position if he plays a normal game. Because that command center's so late, and you droned up so greedily. I actually think Dark's in an amazing position. And he should know that it's 3 ranks Reaper now, seeing how many Reapers there are. He doesn't have enough Zerglings to defend. So if Maru gambles and just attacks, he can kill this 3rd hatchery. The thing is, that's a huge gamble, because if Dark built 20 Zerglings, he could surround this, kill all your Reapers, and you're in a bad, bad spot. So he gets spotted by the Overlord. Maru does play respectfully and runs away. Dark is gambling on the fact that Maru's going to play proper StarCraft. And he's going to run home and not see the Ravager Ling coming. 2 more Overlords coming out, an extra drone as well. 36 drones, a few more than I expected. I thought he was going to go super hard all in with this. Also, guys, why would you go Ravager Ling against a player who has 3 racks? Because did Dark not realize that it was 3 racks? That's clearly not 2 barracks Reaper. Why would you go Ravager Ling up a tiny ramp on a long rush distance map against a guy who's gone 3 barracks? He's going to have a ton of Marines with stim. This is such a... Because there's no chance of him being greedy. Dark is playing such a crazy gamble here in Game 5. I don't know if I like this. It could work. It could work, right? He had a good defense. He got his drones up early. Uh-oh, you don't want to lose a Roach for free there. Doesn't have enough gas to morph a Ravager, so he already loses a Roach. Ling's going to come for the wraparound. There's not enough Lings to beat that many Reapers, though. Maru can just A-move this. Oh, going back to the low ground, maybe not the best play. Roach has managed to kill 1 Reaper, but only 1. This is being spotted miles away. Okay, 1 more Reaper does go down. Mass Ravager Ling coming. Stim, +1. Bunkers are up. Guys, this is taking too long. Dark's build sucks. This is not a good build against what Maru's doing at all. It's a bad map for it, against a bad build. He's going to need some sort of Dark wizardry to make this work. It's a shame to see Dark opt for this in Game 5. This would have been the perfect setup for a macro game. The 3x Reaper achieved the bare minimum, which was cancelling a hatchery. The Ling's going to catch the Reapers, though. They are going to catch some of those Reapers, but the Reapers, nice micro from Maru, does back away. The Lings are going to divert. They're going to go back there now. They will finally clean those Reapers up. Meanwhile, double reactor going down is huge. I mean, getting rid of that much production is kind of massive. A few more Marines pop out. There's 20 Marines with stim. Biles going down. That bunker does fall. You've got enough Biles to one-shot the bunker. What you want to do, wait for it to cool down, run in, one-shot the bunker, and then pull back. For now, though, look at that. Nice Biles on the repairing SCVs, managing to get a few of those. Maru can probably stim for the win, though. If he gets rid of a few of these Ravagers, it could be big, especially when their Biles on cooldown. Another 2 SCVs go down to the Biles. He is doing some nice damage here, but Dark's all in, building 5 more Roaches, Mass Lings right now. I like that he's spreading these Biles out as much as he can, but every time he loses a few units like that, whereas Maru is not losing any Marines just yet. Maru's Marine count looking really good. Dude, what's Maru building in the main? He's got a tank. He's got a tank. Siege tank coming out. He's got a Marine and a medevac building from the main. He can only build 1 Marine at a time. This is the problem for Maru. If Maru loses these Marines, he's dead. The question is, can Dark actually take these Marines out? The tank on the high ground getting some good shots off. The Marines microing so well, removing the high ground vision. The tank covering that half of the ramp. The Marines in the bunker covering the left. Dark cannot get more damage. He has to go for Lair and an evolution chamber. And one has to question this build order and say, why would you possibly do this against what you were playing against? It's Dark. He does the things that aren't meant to work all the time. It's part of his success. It's also, I think in this case, a part of his downfall. Because you might look at this and go, well, he's up 40 supply. Isn't that good? And you know what? I mean, it takes so long to rebuild these reactors. Actually, did he lose one of the barracks? Oh, one of the barracks even died. I mean, okay. Dark has a lot of freedom as long as he can deflect this. Where's his Roach Ravager? Oh, they're not in position. This is really important for Maru. If Dark had his Lings at home, this would be an easy defense, but he was greedy. He was keeping his Lings on the map ready for some run by. And as a result, he loses mining time. He's lost a drone. The Queens are taking damage. Okay. I mean, it could have been worse. Honestly, a queen, a ravager, and a drone. That's a bit of mining time. That could have been much worse. But hats off to Maru for getting some counter damage, cleaning up some overlords. Because Dark needs to get like a 4th hatchery drone up. Because he is, of course, going to be behind on the upgrades. 1-1's almost finished for Terran. And there is going to be a 5 racks marine tank production coming in with a 3rd command center already almost done. Now, Dark has such a supply momentum. You might think that's great. It is, but it's Ravager Roach supply, right? It's inflated supply. Remember those 6 Ravagers is 18 supply, whereas they lose to like 8 Marines. So they lose to less than half their supply of Marines in a battle, in a straight up fight. They're great utility, and the supply advantage continues to grow. Dude, Dark's in a great spot, supply-wise. Just where's the 4th hatchery? And why is he not finishing droning? Dark right now, he's playing a bit of a scrappy kind of low economy style. If he can kill this 3rd when it lands, it's all worth it. But Maru is paranoid. He knows that Dark is just going to try to all in the 3rd. Nidus Worm coming in right now. So Dark's just going to go for the simplest possible finish. 66 drone, 1-1 Roach Ravager Nidus. He's going to Nidus in the back door while swarming the front. If these tanks all move out into this area and get biled down, then Maru may get killed. But right now, Maru is like in a I could die at any moment stance. And this is where Maru plays his best defensive StarCraft. It's when he knows that at any moment he could die. He's on 5 barracks pumping Marines, medevacs. He needs to build more tanks right now. That's where Maru's macro is slipping. He's not building siege tanks. And that is a big mistake. He's got a double drop in the south, double drop in the north. Dark catches, a few Ravagers. 1 Ravager goes down, 2, 3 Ravagers for 1 or 2 Marines. Great trade for Maru. Maru could hit the south side at the same time. Mass Roach Ravage is still coming here. Dark does not realize about this. This is perfectly placed because Dark's whole army's on the other side of the map. These Marines could ruin him. Nidus Swam in the main base. Ling's running in from the left. No! Maru's going to lose 2 tanks. Does he lose a 3rd? Okay, 2 siege tanks. That is a massive snipe there. Dark getting a big payoff. The Roach Ravager runs forward. The siege tank shot's actually doing so much damage to his own SCVs, but I don't think he can get in range of the tanks, and that's a problem. No Overseer here for the high ground vision. The Marine counterattack comes in, gets 5 drones, but it does get deflected. Maru's going to pull back and drop inside the main base. Meanwhile, the Roach Ravager pushing Maru back to 2 base. It's a 4 base Dark against a 2 base Maru. This should be excellent for the Zerg. He starts +2 range. He hasn't quite started carapace as he is frantically defending a drop in the main. Maru scans the 4th base. He at least sees no drones there, but you know that Maru is thinking of GGing right now. Maru is thinking, I might be dead. Dark is going to play Tunneling Claw Roach, and he's going to go Hive. Dark is just throwing crazy. He's going to go Tunneling Claw into Lurkers. If he goes quick Lurkers behind Tunneling Claws, this is actually so hard to deal with. I think there's easier ways to win the game from here that are more straight up, but that would never be Dark's style. Dark is a stylistic player who, right when Maru wants you to do something predictable, you will do something completely unpredictable, something crazy. He's got to defend the main base. Nidus Worm coming up in the main. I don't know if there's anything in the Nidus, though. I don't know if there's much in the Nidus. There's a few Roaches, and that's it. Drop loads up. Nidus Worm's about to pop inside the main base right now. Sorry for the observing, guys. I'm getting excited, trying to keep track of everything, because you know there's so much going on at this stage in the game. The Roaches are popping out there. He's going to go and just pick off 1 or 2 Marines. The Queen pops out, does escape barely. I think he was thinking of spreading creep inside this main base. Because it's Dark, he's the one guy who's like, you know what? It'd be really funny if I put a creep tumor in your main base right now. The Ravagers on the front, they're not going to do anything. Yeah. There's too many Marines and tanks in position. Dark's got a nice position. If he can sneak the Tunneling Claws in, that's going to be great. Maru is stuck on 2 base production. He's making 2-2, but no 4th command center, no 2nd factory, nothing but Marine tank. And if Dark could get out like some Infestors or some Vipers to catch these medevacs, that'd be great. The Hive is kind of slow to start. We do need to see a Lurker Den as well. Otherwise, the Hive doesn't really add that much. I guess he's just trying to play Roach Hydra, kind of like on Dynasty, because he's forcing Maru to be in a sort of all-in stance, and he's saying, if I just go Roach Hydra Viper, I can crush like an all-in with that. Problem is, it's not the most supply-efficient army, so if Maru maxes out, he might be able to overwhelm. Few Roaches are ready in the main base. He could unload on that if he's willing to lose a few Marines. Okay, we've got Tunneling Claw Roaches going on the other side. The Roaches do get unloaded on. Maru's going to YOLO this, and it's worth. Gets himself a couple Queens, couple Roaches, couple Ravagers. He's got to pick up and leave, though. And he does pick up at the last second. 8 Marines for all of that value. Unfortunately, a misclick here. Dark did not unburrow all these Roaches. He's going to take out a couple of SCVs. This is nice harassment, but I feel like he may have shown his hand a little too early. And what I mean by that is you'd really want to pop up Roaches in multiple bases at once. Biles take out a medevac. Second one almost goes down. Oh, he's going to go for the snipe on the right side. Nice move there. Hydras have groove spines, but they don't really have anything else. Hatchery snipes are big. This is how Maru won on Crimson Court. Remember, it was hatchery snipes. Oh, but he loses another medevac. Dark, Maru can't be making these mistakes, mate. Dark is keeping this a nail-bitingly close game. He's got a Hive, but he does not have a Lurker Den. He does have Muscular Augments now. Dark is literally playing Roach, Hydra, Nidus. This Viper, this is such a weird style of StarCraft. He's got such an advantage in the game, in the momentum, in the map control, the lack of a fourth command center. It's only now coming up. I feel like Dark doesn't need to kill Maru so much as he just needs to expand and cover the map in creep, and that's a win condition in of itself. But because he's playing Roach Hydra and he doesn't have Ling Bane, he is on a little bit of a timer. He's also only on 65 workers, so Dark needs to trade well. It's all about using these Roaches as best he can, and oh my gosh, Maru's desperately trying to stamp out fires right now. The Roaches are being so annoying. Maru desperately trying to defend his 3 bases. He is catching most of the Roaches. There's still 2 on top of his production there. These 2 Roaches going to come in behind the 3rd as well, but missile turrets are now finishing. So Maru's going to automatically defend those ones. Those go down. Roach in the natural. Does take a bit of damage, but it finds its way away from the missile turret. Roach unburrows in the main base as well. 3-3s on the way. Dark has no tech progression behind this. Dark is playing this like an all-in. He's way ahead in this game. He's gone for an unnecessary Ravager Lingwall that didn't really work. He's turned it into enough of an advantage anyway by keeping Maru off a 3rd base. He's only now starting a Lurker Den though. And this is like, it's fast, it's loose, it's fun. You're delaying Maru. You're keeping Maru in a terrible spot. Maru's got his 4th up at 14 minutes, which is incredibly late, but you need to do damage now, and that's what Dark has failed to find. If he can bile the tank and deny this command center, he could do really well. Deny the command center before the planetary's up. Where are the Vipers? Vipers coming in there a little bit late to the party. If he could abduct a bunch of siege tanks, that could be big too. But right now, remember, the damage density of Maru's army, even though he's down 15 army supply, it's a way better army. Look at the way he focus fires the Hydras. Nice pullback on those Hydras. More Hydras come forward. Good defense there by Dark. Dark could absolutely slap these Metavacs down with the Vipers, but that means slowing down his frontal attack. And remember, he has no follow-up. +3 attacks just kicked in for Maru. You need to get in here and start trading. Dark is dilly-dallying on a very mid-tier composition. The longer he lets this go, the worse this is for him. Oh, okay, he abducts a bunch of Metavacs, Vikings, tanks, a Liberator as well. Very nice play there for Dark, but he's got to disengage now. With this sort of army, it's a throw some attacks in, get some damage, and then pull back sort of army. He's got to make sure he has more units, but he's just F2 to the front again. Uh-oh, Maru's going to get a snipe on his 5th yet again. You can't be losing this 5th base so many times. Dark playing a little bit sloppy here. Maru fighting from behind. Maru fighting for his life. Having to play like a clutch legend, but Dark manages to snipe yet another full Metavac. Seismic Spine's finally on the way. This is not the late game transition you want right now. He's already had enough time to build tanks. He's making ghosts. Lurkers is not it. Dark needs to be going melee upgrades, Banelings, and swapping into a Ling-style composition, preferably with Infestors to catch these sort of moves. Another hatchery snipe. Dark's map control failing right now, and Maru is fighting his way back into a game where a lesser Terran would have given up by now. They would have thrown in the towel, not Maru. Maru is actually throwing that clutch nature that he shows when he's playing his best possible StarCraft. Unfortunately, he's cornered, trapped between a rock and a hard place, and he will lose all of those 3 Metavacs. 4 Metavacs up top, managed to barely escape this pack of Hydras, and that's a huge pickup for Dark. Dark finally finds some value, but he needs to make a transition. He doesn't have a melee upgrade queued up. He's going for Lurkers. It's well past the Lurker use by date because we've already got 9 tanks, ghosts, and ghosts on the map. So I don't know. The only way this works is the lack of orbitals. 1, 2, 3 orbitals. He's got 3 scans available, which is not that many. So Lurkers could be really good if you try to bait out all the scans. Nice abducts there, managing to abduct a few siege tanks. This is only a small army on the front, though. So you do have to be a little careful as Dark. Trades a Viper there for a couple of siege tanks. Almost gets the Liberator, but Maru will reposition that and potentially repair it as well. 5th base is back up for Dark. His 4th base is rebuilding. Dark needs to respread creep and reset. He hasn't spread creep in the last 5 minutes, and he's really just focusing on like trying to kill his opponent. But he's got Lurkers and a Nidus Worm right now. He's going to go for the Lurker Nidus. Okay, he's really trying to kill Maru. He's trying to force the issue. You can tell he does not want to let this go to late game against Maru. Even though this is one of the better maps for Zerg in late game, Viper abducts are going to be massive. Oh my gosh, big abducts. He gets 3 siege tanks down. That is huge. Kill the command center and run. Dude, that's so big. He gets the command center. Nice move. Does lose a few Hydras, but who cares about that? He's still got 2 Vipers alive. Nidus Worm goes up in the back of the base right now. Maru's not on top of it. Maru's not on top of it. You can see he hasn't changed his rally points. He doesn't realize Lurkers will get inside the base, but Maru, once again, because there's no creep spread, there's no map control, Dark keeps leaving these openings, and Maru gets another base snipe. Gets himself a Lurker, a few Hydras as well, a bunch of drones, the units rallying into their death. Lurkers in the main base are going to cause some problems, but that's just a distraction. Because he's not able to attack the front at the same time, he can't really take advantage. If he had his army up here still, he could kill this planetary, taking advantage of this lack of the vision. Hydra's catching a full medevac, but Maru notices, steers to the left. Will he lose it? He loses a full medevac. Maru with a mistake there. Roach Ravager, Hydra running in. Dark! I think he's got him, guys! He finds the third base. The Lurker's in the back. Dark, at the end of this, he does such a crazy, desperate all-in style, but it looks like he has found a way to break Maru. He's got Lurkers in the back of the main, Lurkers here, and it might just be too much for Maru to deal with. I cannot believe it. Maru was just doing so well to hang on against so many fires, so many problems, but Dark has really played an arsonist style of Zerg, a man who is not only playing like an arse, he's also lighting fire to your base. It's huge. It's so hard to deal with. His production's all gone. Maru is dead in the water, and Dark, even though his economy is not amazing, it's like very similar economy. Terra having to rebuild all his production, depots. How do you ever, remax and get across the map? I do not know. There's 21 Lurkers up. Should be many more Hydras building. There's still 2 Vipers. These Lurkers are denying the third on the low ground, killing SCVs there. He's hitting the engineering base. Those SCVs have to pull away. And Dark, I was very critical because I really do feel like he put himself in a much more all-in position than he needed to be, and he never really calmed down and reset the basics. Oh my god, Dark, careful, mate! Luckily, there's not enough units to deal with that, and Maru just has to back away. He's outnumbered, he's outgunned. Round 2 of getting Lurkers on top of the production as the parasitic bombs go on top of those medevacs. Dark is no longer looking with urgency. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected because he realizes he has Maru on the ropes, and he's just peppering him with body shots, waiting for him to show his chin to him one last time. The Ghosts do get a few snipes there. Maru has to tap out. He cannot hold on. What the hell? That is such a crazy... The fact that Dark just 3-2'd Maru in a series at a $1 million tournament, and the man played Swarmhost Nidus against Bioterran. The man did Ravager Ling all-ins against 3-racks builds that were never going to die to it on a map with a tiny ramp. And made it work and transitions it into a winning position. The fact that he took the gold base first into the fastest possible roach push, Maru, and he anticipated it and still couldn't defend it. Dark, what was it? Is a Queenling Nidus in game 1 where he built spine crawlers in his base. This whole series was Dark doing some of the most just hard to deal with, aggressive wild Zerg strategies. It's the things you don't often get to see working at the pro level, let alone versus one of the greatest Terrans of all time. Dark, you have my eternal respect. There are so many decisions which are, if everyone's playing perfect, questionable, right? But no one ever plays perfect StarCraft, and that's something that Dark teaches us on a daily basis. You can criticize me if we were robots that played perfectly, my decisions might not be perfect. But he understands the human psyche, the limitation of his opponent's abilities to anticipate what he's doing, to be ready for it, to handle the chaos, and he takes advantage once again. Dark, you absolute savage, and a well-deserved win. GG, well played.